Good morning, good afternoon, whatever it is, wherever you are. It's me again, Jen. Hello! And it is Wednesday. It is the 23rd of September. So we are in our last week, essentially, of reading from the Goddess Tarot, a tarot deck that I've had in my collection for a really long time. It is written and illustrated by Chris Wilder, and it is very female-centric, we'll say, very feminine, and the goddesses in it are very pronounced in the major arcana. So on the new moon, when I separated out the deck for use in the Red Tent event, which was virtual this time, I kept the major arcana out, and those are the only ones that we'll be reading from till the end of the month. And that's because I really wanted to focus on the goddesses and the myth and the pantheons and such that they belong to, and not really get so bogged down with the minor arcana, because realistically they're not that different than a standard deck. There's some differences, but it's not as exciting as the major arcana are. So without further ado, let's see what the major arcana has for this Wednesday. Oh, I don't think I've pulled this one. I'm fairly certain as it gets to the end of the month, sometimes I feel like I need to go back and look and make sure that I didn't pull certain cards, but this is Temptation. It is the number 15 card in the major arcana, which we know if you're more familiar with the standard, more traditional deck, this is the Devil. They have replaced the Devil in this one with Temptation, which I think is because in more goddess-centered mythologies, there really isn't a devil creature. There isn't a devil archetype. It is just, goddesses and goddesses of all types, shapes, and forms. And this one is definitely one of temptation. She is a water goddess, an ocean goddess, kind of a mermaid, I guess, kind of a siren. I'm dragging my feet on pronouncing her name because out of all of them, I think this might be the most difficult. It is the Nyai Loro Kidul, and please forgive me if I pronounce that wrong. So it is Nyai Loro Kidul. It is 3 names. There is separation between them, and I will show you. There we go. But it is one of the more difficult names for me to pronounce, and she is from the oceans of the South Pacific. So she is very, very much kind of I want to say like an island goddess, because she is ocean. And so it's not so much coastal, but those islands that are very deeply connected to the ocean because they've got nothing else. They're surrounded by more water than they are land. So there are a lot of water-related goddesses, and she is no different. This goddess is very much about giving into that temptation and being sucked in by the undertow of the ocean and kind of being drawn in like a siren song would draw you in. So I really do like her as the Devil card in the sense of what the devil represents. So typically the Devil card does not necessarily represent the devil as a character in mythology. It's more about addiction, temptation, wild animal instincts that's in us all, the shadow self, as Jung would have put it. So I like having her as this because, again, the depths of the ocean are dark and shadowy and mysterious and things that are very difficult to explore. The ocean is almost as difficult for us to explore in depth as the stars, as space. So there's so much we don't know about our own home world, even as we jaunt off to outer space. So what I like about this is, yes, temptation can be dangerous, but also it is about that shadow self and learning who we are on the inside. And I think to some degree, this goddess tempers that, oh, it's about addiction, it's about this, it's about weakness and all of these things. And it's a little bit about getting carried away with studying the shadow self. A little bit about getting carried away with going within. Excuse me. And I love that about this card because it does kind of speak to the psychology more that is in the tarot. While yes, there's a lot of stuff in the tarot that is mystical and about mysticism and about religions and about all this other stuff, psychology in a way is its own religion. And please forgive me, anybody out there who is like, no, it's not. And yeah, feel free to comment below on your disagreements on that. I'm open to discussion. But I do think because it is such an intangible sort of science that it does bark a bit like religion does. So with this, I like that it kind of reaches into the psychology of the shadow self and understanding why we give into temptation and why we do these things that we do and what the value is in studying those darker desires and learning them about ourselves. So much like in the ocean, where we go deeper and deeper to discover the plants and animals and life and things that exist deep down in kind of the shadow of Earth, of our mother, it is about discovery. It is about learning those things. But again, when you go so deep, you do have to come up for air every once in a while, or you will drown, quite literally, or be crushed by it. So I think that in a lot of ways, there is that connection to the deeper you go into your own darkness and your own psyche, you can be crushed and controlled and drowned by it. And also, the deeper we go into the ocean, we are trapped by it. We are sucked in by the undercurrents. And again, the siren song has always been that thing that sailors talk about. I've been doing the pirate thing for many, many years of my life, so I know I've delved into some of the nautical mythologies of the mermaid and of the sea and all of those things. Knowing those things and knowing that the mermaid wasn't just about like that sexual, sensual side of it, but the desire to tap into something unknown and unattainable. So I really like this card for all those reasons. It's also, the artwork in it is absolutely stunning. It's like she's there and not there all at the same time. And it's very hard to tell by the video, but hopefully the camera will catch it up a little bit. But her face is like, it's almost stoic. It's almost as if, you know, it's up to you. I am not going to tempt you. I'm just going to stand here. And you can decide if I'm evil and run away, or you can come into my embrace and be drawn down by it. But she's pretty chill about the whole thing. It's on you to pick. And that's very much what this card is about. It is on you to decide how far is too far with these temptations. Because again, the weaker aspect of the devil card, when it is reversed, so to speak, is that we understand those things and we control them in a way that helps us grow and learn and expand our lives. So this lovely goddess, whose name I've said all of once in this whole thing because I'm very scared to mispronounce it. If you know how to pronounce it correctly, please leave a comment below. And as always, check out the links in the description to join us for the red tent stuff or learn more about any of the crazy stuff that I do with tarot readings or lessons, or I mentioned the pirate stuff. Haven't been doing a lot of that lately as we've been more in kind of the COVID lull of things. But all of those things that are interesting and weird in my life, and maybe that'll tempt you a little bit as well. As always, check out the links in the description, leave comments below, and check out the playlist for this crazy month that we have done with the goddesses. And I'm excited about next month, but I won't share with you the new tarot deck that I have until towards the end a little more. Until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, and enjoy as we dive into fall and hopefully things get a little cooler out there. Bye!